पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्बोधभूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोध समये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं परां निर्विकल्पं पुनः माया कल्पित देश काल कलना वैचित्र्य चित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वय स्वेच्छया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकम् असत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यः साक्षात् करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भोनिधौ तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नानाछिद्रघटोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभाते तत्समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलान् बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ता वृषं वादिनः माया शक्ति विलास कल्पित महाव्यामोह संहारिणे तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्त दिवाकरेन्दु सदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रकरणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सु सुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्स्वमिति प्रबोध समये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादितु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानम् अहमित्यन्तस्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वा येष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये भूरम्भांस्य नलो नीलोम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किंचन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानात् च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्ये तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् सिद्ध्ये तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम्। ओम दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। We'll chant Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayini Mambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Fullaravindaya Tapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mataduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavaha Gordha Gopalanandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Vritam Mahate Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishma Tata Jayadrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavathi Shukripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartaka Keshavaha Parasharya Vachas Saroja Mamalam Gita Gandot Katam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shakpatairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutahas Tunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramo Panishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tatkatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. For any study, particularly for Shastra, study of the Shastra, I've told this on earlier occasion also, we need 4 kripa, which I would have mentioned this morning. We need Ishvara Anugraha. We need Guru Kripa. We need Shastra Kripa. And we need Atma Kripa. Unless all 4 are together, we cannot make progress in any way. More so if it is a spiritual progress. And over the period of the last 1.5 years and a little more, September 2020 onwards, about almost 1.5 years, almost, we have been successfully able to complete study of 3 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita. It's about 1/3, 18. We have completed 1/3. We have spent sufficient time. I appreciate all of you who have had the Shraddha to stick to the study. And it's Ishvara Anugraha. And I also pray that may we have the Arogyata, physical and mental, and the commitment to continue the study and complete all 18 chapters. Roughly take 3 years. Okay, 2020 we started. Hopefully 2023-24 we should be able to complete all Ishvara Anugraha, Guru Kripa, Shastra Kripa, Atma Kripa. Let's pray that we have this. Today in many parts of the country, they are celebrating Phalguni Purnima. In some parts of Maharashtra, they are celebrating it as Ranga Purnima. They call it Ranga Panchami also, Ranga Purnima. There's a lot of philosophy here. All of you know, people who have studied physics know, there's just one light. It appears as 7. The Ranga Purnima, Phalguni Purnima, is for us to celebrate color, celebrate variety, celebrate the variety in Ishvara Srishti. The one color multiplies into 7 colors. The combination of these 7 colors gives you innumerable permutation, computation, effects. Cause is 1. Para Prakriti, which we'll study much later. Para Prakriti, intelligent cause. Divided, there are 7 other causes. They are called Apara Prakriti, material cause. The Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti come together and you see the Srishti, innumerable names and forms. All of them fold back into that one Aham Brahmasmi. You can call it Ishvara. You can say that Ishvara is me. Aham Brahmasmi. That's growth. And when we have it, you are a Mukta Purusha, a moksha. That's what's called moksha. And moksha is not an event. It is not an experience. To know that seven colors fold back into one, what experience you need. You see all the seven colors, you appreciate, you play gulal here and all colors all over yourself. But what experience do you need to know that they all resolve into one color? Cognitive. And this cognitive instrument needs to be prepared. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will be driving home this point. Knowledge, preparation. Knowledge, preparation. When your knowledge is well assimilated, okay? When you assimilate knowledge, you are a Mukta Purusha. Till you assimilate the knowledge, you are a sadhaka. So all of us are sadhakas here with the blessings of Sri Krishna, Sri Dakshinamurti. Let's continue our study. Today I'll try and give you the summary of chapter 3, Karma Yoga. Again, the kripa of all four factors. Now next week we'll proceed further. So today our effort will be to give you the summary of Karma Yoga. Chapter title, Karma Yoga. The first one was called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, where dejection. How can dejection be yoga? How can despair be yoga? When despair makes you think correctly, it can be yoga. When despair leads you to ask the right questions, it can be yoga. When you ask the question, why me? It's not yoga. When you ask the question, what next? Even Vishada can be yoga. There was a guy who lost his ship in the storm. And that was reported. He said, what? Then he said, so what? That's the difference. When you say, so what? You have converted Vishada into yoga. What next? So that was the first chapter. And when you do not know the answers, you are stuck in shoka. So along with shoka comes a whole lot of problems. And when you ask the question to the teacher, why shoka? I know that whatever I do, my shoka will not go away. I'll see myself as a small person. As long as I see myself as a small person, I'm never ever going to be full. And if I'm not full, I'm always going to feel incomplete, and incompleteness will give me sorrow. He says, Yashreyasyat Nishchitam Bruhi Shishyaste Aham Shadhimam Tvam Prapanam. I surrender to you. Ishvara, teach me. Guru, teach me. And Guru smiles and says, Asocyanan Vasochastva. You're grieving over things that do not deserve grief. Yet you talk like a wise man. Pragya Vadansya Bhasase. And the whole of chapter 2, Krishna glorifies. The only solution for dukkha is the knowledge that you are not dukkhi. The solution is knowledge. You have to know that you are not a dukkhi. You have taken yourself to be a dukkhi because you have identified with things which are not you. So he highlighted what is jnanam. He told you, yeah, this is the knowledge is no different from you, and you are a mukta purusha. And then he says, get up and fight. Now Arjuna asks a question. That is chapter 3, Karma Yoga. What does he say? So it's broken up into a few sections. The first chapter, verses 1 to 7. Arjuna asks a question. He says, suppose you appreciate Jnana Yoga and you tell me do Jnana Yoga. For like the children are children. Hey, you should study well. Only then you will be somebody in life. See, that fellow has studied and see what he has done. See what he has done. You should be somebody. Look at the respect he commands. Look at the gold medals in his house. Therefore, study. Okay? One other character. Study will not help you. Academic thing will not study. Get your hands dirty. Go down to the floor and work. Work. Work hard. See what all those people have done. All the people have worked hard. See, they've all where they have reached. Therefore, work hard. What is Arjuna's confusion? This is Krishna. You have been telling me, look at all the knowledge alone will solve your problem. Knowledge will solve the problem. You are seeing things as a sorrowful person. You have taken yourself to be sorrowful because of your ignorance. Please understand, you are not what you think you are. You are actually something else. The reality is different. This is a matter of knowledge. This is not a matter of action. This is not an event which is going to happen in time. It's a reality which you have to know. After telling all this, therefore, act. Is Krishna. You glorify jnana, do jnana, fine. You glorify karma, ask me to do karma, fine. You glorify jnana and you tell me to go do karma. See, kya baat hai? Buddhim mohayasi iva, as though you are confusing me. Tad ekam vada nischitya. Tell me one that is Yena shreyo aham apnuyam. That which is good for me. You tell me. I've surrendered to you, no? Shadi mam tvam prapannam. Having surrendered to me, tell me what is good for me. That is 1 to 7. Okay? Krishna replies. Krishna says, Hey Arjuna, you have not got the essence of what I am telling you because of filtered listening. Okay, in listening, we all have problems. There are 4 types of listeners. Okay. One fellow is called a daydreamer. So when you tell me something, a Raja came. A Raja came. I have become that Raja. And I live in a world of my own. And therefore, I land at that point. This fellow is a daydreamer. Okay. The other fellow, all of us have this, okay? All of us have this. Just check very well. The other fellows are detour. I crack a joke or I tell an incident. So there are some people here who have been studying with me for a very long time. 25 years. Yeah. So there are some people here. 25 years we have studied together. I won't study my teacher for very long. And when the teacher starts saying something, suna hua, I've heard this. So my mind goes on a detour and comes back on the track just to see whether what he is saying is perfectly okay or is something new. So it's detour. So daydreaming mind, detouring mind. Okay. The third mind is a private planning mind. Last time he said this, I did not ask this question. This time I must ask this question. I read in that book, this is what has happened. I must ask this question. At the end of this session, I must have asked so many questions. He said this, saying so fast I am not able to make notes. So I must listen to this talk again so that I am able to make notes. Anyway, I am busy in a meeting today. I will listen next week to the recording. That reminds me, I must listen to recording number 3 and so and so. Private planning. Then comes the private debating. Knowledge, moksha is not an event. It is something to be known. And here and now, not hereafter. Somebody says, then why karma yoga? When this fellow says something, does something. I have read so and so has said like this. Somebody says you can do meditation and from here Brahma Kapalam, your prana will go join, that moksha will happen. This is called private debate. You have read something, will be debating. This is called filtered listening. Arjuna all along has been looking for something that Krishna will say, which will justify, drop my weapons and run. What is he going to say? It will help me drop my weapon and run. That's what Arjuna was looking for. Filtered listening. Objectivity is affected. So Krishna says, you have not listened to me carefully. That's why this problem comes. Even in 18th chapter, the problem continues. Listening is not easy. They say listen with more than your ears. We'll see all about that. The listening game, it's not there in Bhagavad Gita. Don't ask me where is listening highlighted in Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Like somebody said, how to speak, where is it highlighted in Bhagavad Gita? I said, I don't know. So like that. So Krishna says, the problem is you have not listened carefully. Therefore, listen. Now, there is no choice between jnana and karma. I am not telling you either do jnanam or do karma. I am not telling you that. I am telling you there is no choice. If you want moksha, jnana is the only means. No other way out. You can choose whether you want moksha or not. But if you choose moksha, a side note, in fact, that's really what you want in life. You think you don't want in life. That's the ignorance. If you choose moksha, jnana alone is the means. No other way out. Okay? But for that jnana to work, for me to even understand the subject matter basics, I need preparedness. There was a story my Guruji once said. In one of those sophisticated homes, the man had come and he said, I want rotis, full cup, not ordinary rotis. Here, something. I also get rotis. That's so big, it looks like a bed sheet. And they say you eat only one. And thick. I want those flowery ones, So, and the current in your, I don't know, there may be the people who can do it. And this person said that will not happen in your, guest house and things like that. Because otherwise, what is the culture today? Heat, reheat, eat. It cannot be done like that. So he says you have to need those, burning embers. So after that first level heating, you have to put it on the burning ember with that, there's a nice handle. I used to see my grandmother do it. And then hot along with you eat. You've gone away from the subject. The moment eat means filtering has gone into eating. So the host said, yeah, it's available, Next door neighbor does like this. We can get that, glowing embers from their house. And they told one of those geeks, computer geeks, they're not a reflection of me, go and get that glowing embers. He knocks. And he says, do you have that? The auntie says, yeah, we have. What? He says, can you give me a few pieces? My mother wants to make those. rotis. My grandfather has come. He says, okay, take it. How will he carry it home? He presents this notebook. Glowing embers, you put it here, I will take it. When you go home, what happens? The glowing embers have fallen on his feet, burned his whole booties. Patrata is necessary. Appropriate patra is necessary. You can't take it on this. I will take it on my hand. Appropriate patrata is necessary. So the teacher says, there is no choice between jnana and karma. Please understand very clearly. Don't have any confusion. You can choose in jnana whether you want Atma Jnanam or don't want Atma Jnanam, that you can choose. But having chosen Atma Jnana, you have come to chapter 3, man. You are not struggling with the Dhyana Sloka. You have come to Atma, 3rd chapter, you have completed chapter 2. And you still have this doubt, means there's something, you shouldn't have started studying. If you want moksha, jnana is the only way out. But for moksha to get assimilated and percolate into your system, kan kan mein Atma Vidya, if you want, you need preparation. For jnana, you need jnana yogyata. And for jnana yogyata, what is the qualification required? What is the jnana yogyata required? You need 3 important qualifications. Emotional maturity, a certain vairagya, detachment. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. Please remember that. A certain emotional capacity to emotionally distance yourself. And purity. 3 important qualities. And that comes through karma yoga. Is this clear to you? That's what Krishna says. Oh, jnana yoga gives moksha. Karma yoga prepares you for moksha. Understand this clearly. This is what Krishna highlights. And he goes ahead. And he says, I gave you a choice. Be also clear about the choice. Let's be very clear about the choice. After this, you should not have this doubt. But Arjuna continues to have doubt, and I will continue to have doubt. No problem at all. Sansar chalna hai. So, he says there is a choice in the lifestyle. Not in jnana, yoga or karma yoga. Jnana is necessary, karma is necessary. Both are necessary. But you can choose the lifestyle. One lifestyle is called pravritti marga. The other is called nivritti marga. So in nivritti marga, I disassociate. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. Nivritti marga. Pravritti marga, I will need this for this purpose. I will need this in this quantity for this purpose. I don't need this for itself. I need it for this purpose. So the pravritti marga is called grahastha ashrama. The nivritti marga is called sannyasa ashrama. The word ashrama itself means a disciplined lifestyle. A place for spiritual discipline. A space, grahastha ashrama, house, so that you lead a life of discipline. Sannyasa, so that you lead a life of discipline. That alone is going to give you purity. See, what has happened over a period of time, somewhere along the way, this is the problem with the narrative. The Bhagavad Gita has to become popular. I want to make Bhagavad Gita popular in a leftist bastion in Delhi. So what do I go and tell them? One person went and said, either you study the Bhagavad Gita, the sky is the limit for your achievement. Hey, what? And that fellow will take a flag and say, Jindabad, Jindabad. Please understand, Bhagavad Gita is not meant for achievement, not meant for achievement and making money. Bhagavad Gita, I'll end this with 5-point formula. What Bhagavad Gita is for? Bhagavad Gita is for samatvam, balance, emotional maturity. All of us born will anyway grow without eating or not eating. You will grow. But if this doesn't grow, there's a very nice saying. Buffalo, he's grown like a buffalo, but no brains. While physical growth happens, emotional growth has to be initiated. Bhagavad Gita initiates you into emotional. You are not grown up till you are emotionally grown up. There was a child. As a child, why as a child? My father got me a red balloon. I let go. This gas balloon went away. My father said, don't worry, I'll give you another balloon. No, I want a red balloon. So he gave me another. No, I want that red balloon. Even today, we are carrying over various balloons in our hand. Physically grown up, hair has grown grey. Eyesight has weakened. Zubaan thar-thar aata hai, lekin emotional maturity nahi aaya. That's what I said. Please understand this clearly. So please understand there are two lifestyles. One is called a Grihastha Ashrama. The other is called a Sannyasa Ashrama. Both the ashrama's goal is Jnana Prapti through Jnana Yogyata Prapti. Both the ashrama. Ultimate goal, preparatory goal. Ultimate goal, ultimate sadhana, preparatory sadhana. Both have the same thing. In Grihastha Ashrama, my preparatory sadhana is in and through pursuit of artha, kama, dharma, material prosperity, little entertainment, some puja and all those things. Okay. In Sannyasa Ashrama, my preparation for jnana is to the exclusion of artha, kama pursuit. I give least importance to artha, kama pursuit and high importance to preparatory. In the Grihastha Ashrama, I do Grihastha Ashrama. Artha, kama also pursue. Krishna says, you either follow these two for getting moksha. In one of the later chapters, Krishna will say that from these two ashrama, you have to choose carefully. You choose Grihastha Ashrama, you can go on in Grihastha Ashrama and get jnana, moksha. You can choose Sannyasa Ashrama and get jnana, no problem. You can choose Grihastha Ashrama, move to Sannyasa Ashrama and get jnana. You can do artha, kama for some time. Then you have grown over artha, kama, I'll go into Sannyasa Ashrama and get jnana. In Sannyasa Ashrama, having chosen, you can't say, now I will give up my sannyasa, get married. Nahi hoga. So, Sannyasa Ashrama choice requires a lot more maturity and fitness. Only the Guru can decide whether you are fit for sannyasa. That's why we say Guru Kripa. Guru will tell you, you Grihastha, get married and do this. Maybe get married to my daughter, tend my cows, learn something. Brahmacharya Ashrama, common for all. From the Brahmacharya Ashrama, you can go straight to Sannyasa Ashrama, or you can go to Sannyasa Ashrama via Grihastha Ashrama, or you can follow Grihastha Ashrama. These are the choices available. But when it comes to choosing Sannyasa Ashrama, it is not your choice, it is Guru's choice. Having taken the choice, both these ashrama have an infrastructure and activities. Ashrama is infrastructure. Activities are called karma duties. So if you choose grahastha infrastructure, you have grahastha related sadhana. If you choose sannyasa ashrama, you have to choose sannyasa ashrama lifestyle, infrastructure, and sannyasa ashrama duties. For instance, a sannyasa ashrama is not supposed, sannyasi should not have a kitchen. What should he do? Goes out, bhavati bhikshan dehi, to a grahastha's house. The grahastha will either give him food, ask him to sit down, or send food to the ashram, or he will say, Swami, forgive me, today we have no food. Small indication, If you go to our Hindu houses, we will have that, a rangoli in front of the house. In Tamil Nadu, in South India, it's very common. They will put a basic 4 lines. You know what that is to tell you? It means this is a grahastha ashrama. There is a lady in charge, and she will not send you empty-handed. So the sannyasi who comes to the house sees the kola, that it's called kolam, that kolam, rangoli. He will not even knock. He will say, Bhavati bhikshan dehi. Hearing the voice, the lady will come and give him a little chawal, dal or something. They said to Shankara, the lady gave him one old gooseberry. Amla. So it's possible. You have to give. If the kolam is not there, he will not knock. Because it means something is wrong. Something is not well. Somebody has passed away. That house does not have arrangement for cooking infrastructure that day. That's why the ladies are first told, first thing, put kolam there. Tell people that everything is all right. If it were not there, people will say, so theek hai na? Or they will talk to the neighbors. Hey, that house does not have kolam. What happened? Her father-in-law was not well for the last so many days. Let us go and check. This is an indication. Infrastructure. The sannyas is not supposed to have food. That's why, they're also supposed to, you're not supposed to serve stale food to anyone. They say, you're not supposed to, morning cooked meal you should not give in the evening. Evening cooked meal you should not give. Though heat, reheat is not allowed. Fresh food has to be cooked. This is where the lifestyle, enjoying lifestyle. What was the sannyasi doing? Have enough. So if he were teaching a few, all 4 will go out or 5 will go out, bring back. If they give raw rice, they will cook and eat. Or if cooked food is given, they will share. No artha kama pursuit. We'll see lifestyles. There are a lot of questions. We'll see that later. Okay. So, sadhana was given. He says, Krishna says, grahasthasana is a safer ashram. Safer. Because you can decide to continue. If you are, something has gone wrong. Okay, for 1 year I will not study. I will take care of this and then I'll go back to study. Sannyasa ashrama, if you fall ill, you will take care of it. If the question is in your mind, hey, what happens if I have this, then go back to grahastha ashrama. But don't even think of sannyasa. If your fear is, what happens if I have a bone fracture, if I have this, if I have that? Who will pay for my travel from this place to that place? If you have these thoughts, please go to grahastha ashrama. It's a safer option. But if you go to sannyasa and fail, it is a disgrace to the ashram. Not only to the ashram, to the guru. Guru, they say, hey, all these fellows have, they say, na, especially in the field of medicine, doctors should be really very good. I have a friend, a very good friend of mine, who used to tell me his story of how on the first day he gave injection in a government hospital. Big queue there, 2 queues, big queue. The first fellow was a small boy. The adults won't show their hand, so he got a small boy. And he took that and injected. And when he took it out, the needle remained, the rest of the syringe came out. And the boy freed his hand and ran away. This fellow had only 1 needle in hand, so he had to run behind. This is a story, okay? Don't know who's that outfit. So he went behind the fellow to catch that. Finally caught him, retrieved the needle, brought back. When he comes, find that hundreds fellow queue has shifted to the next row. No, nobody in his queue. Anything needs preparation. You should know how to do it. Okay. So, and then imagine the fall of the grace, fall from grace. The fellow does not know even how to administrate an hypodermic syringe. Injection dena nahi aata. You check with the horoscope around your neck and not in your ears. Fall from grace is heavy. The sannyasi fails ashrama. It's like, kahan se aate hain doctor? Those kind of questions will come. Okay. So Krishna says, continue in Grihastha ashrama. This is particularly aimed at Arjuna and at you and us, all of us here. Continue in Grihastha ashrama. Do your duty. Purify your mind. Okay. Acquire knowledge. Be free. Be free. That freedom will be free. So prepare yourself. Acquire knowledge. Prepare yourself for knowledge. Acquire the knowledge. And in that knowledge, see yourself as an ever free, happy person lacking nothing. A full, beautiful, complete human being. You don't have to struggle thereafter for self-image. No struggle. The problem with us is we have an image. The image is not acceptable. I want to be different. My struggle starts. A life of becoming. My struggle starts. There's no becoming, just be. That's what he says. Okay, then verse number 8 to 20. Sri Krishna talks about preparation. What is karma? Karma is proper action. What is yoga? Proper attitude. There is nothing else. Here, in this context, karma yoga. One fellow said, doing karma standing on your head. It doesn't know. Karma yoga. Proper action, proper attitude towards action. It is understand what are the types of actions. All actions come under a combination of three alphabets, S or T. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. A combination of these three factors. High Sattva, lesser of Rajas, lesser of Tamas. Okay, S or T. High Rajas, less Tamas, Sattva, lowest Tamas. High Rajas, second Tamas, third Sattva. Fourth, high Tamas, not worth it. So these four types of actions, these combination determine all actions. When the actions have higher sattva, the inclination to be will be towards the finer things like inquiry, well-being, spiritual growth. Everybody should be fine. The world should be peaceful. Higher sattva-oriented pursuit is refinement, dignity, spiritual growth. Rajas drive towards artha kam. First, let me make my first few crores, and then lifetime is there for refinement. A movie, in a movie there, I heard this dialogue. That was long back in the 70s, he said. Now it'll be dusk. He said, एक दो हाथ लगने दो यार, एक दो लाख, फिर जिंदगी पड़ी है शराफत दिखाने के लिए. All that comes later. So, let me make my first million. Let me have a sound bank balance. Let me have this in place, and thereafter I will promote Gita talks and things like that. You can see all those people in all those. Their hands will be like this, and a permanent stupid smile in their face. No reflection. There'll be a smile. He is the karta. Not karta, here he is paid for the hall rent and publicity and things. Some fellows have all these actions of body language. Volumes it speaks. Rajas driven. What is tamas driven? Indulgence. Drink, enjoy, sense pleasures are, oh my God, you can't beat them. You can't beat it. Either here or hereafter, I want sense pleasures. I want to see this. I want to enjoy this. You know what's the quality of this vintage stuff? Now, what is the benefit? So if your actions are sattva oriented, there are a large number of beneficiaries. If your actions are rajas oriented, your family and immediate extended family will be benefited. Tamas, you work for you alone. Hey, these children, it's their karma to be suffer. Don't interrupt me. I am enjoying music. Decadence. This is how it is driven. So if this is the type, let them go. No. The society has to be regulated. So the Shastra says, for the sattva fellow, there's no problem. For the rajas and the tamas, and for the sattva fellow to set certain standards and be in the habit, they recommended Pancha Mahayagya. I've told Pancha Mahayagya in several of our earlier talks. Pancha Mahayagya. What is Pancha Mahayagya? Bhuta Yagya. A reverential attitude and action towards natural elements. A reverential attitude towards the infrastructure of nature and natural elements. I respect Puja Bhava. For me, water is Varuna Devata. Fire is Agni Devata. Vayu Devata. A reverential attitude towards things which I have not created, towards a natural infrastructure. Okay? Bhuta Yagya. And other life forms. All other life forms. Bhuta Yagya. Then comes, okay, we can separate this. Bhuta Yagya is towards other life forms, and towards the natural elements can be called Deva Yagya. Nature and other life forms, these two. Then I have Pitra Yagya. Oh my God. Excuse me. Pitra Yagya. Pitra Yagya is a reverential attitude towards a family infrastructure. I have elders in the family, I serve them with reverence. I have children in the family, I serve them with reverence. My own family, serve them with reverence. Sometimes I have to take on an extended family. I know a person who brought up not only his children, he brought up his sister's children as well. Like, same, equals. Reverential attitude towards family infrastructure. Okay, Pitra Yagya. Manushya Yagya. A reverential attitude towards a social infrastructure. People are treated with respect, basically. How can they be so rude to people? Sometimes I wonder. I've lived in Chennai for long. Somebody takes a little time to get into the bus. The fellow says, hey, oldie, Tamil equal. Yeah, Perise, how long are you going to take to get to the bus? Bus is your father waiting for so long. I also lived in Kolkata. I'm not comparing these places. The person takes time. He said, Dadu, grandfather, please get into the bus a little. There are a lot of people in the queue. Attitude towards the society. A certain attitude. Okay? referential attitude towards Manushya. And you have Rishi Yajna, a reverential attitude towards learning, education, well-being, higher forms and refined education. Rishi Yajna. Do this seva. This gives you purification. This gives you emotional growth. It gives you an opportunity to work for a bigger cause. Pancha Mahayajna. Some personal thing is also involved. Yes, a lot of personal thing is also involved. Krishna adds two important qualifications. He says, do your work with Karma Yoga. Okay, he says, do with Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, IAB. There are so many things which I like to do, but I end up doing things which perhaps I don't like. So if you don't get to do what you like to do, learn to like what you do. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Krishna himself shows it in action. Krishna would like to fight in that war, but he says no. It is, I am not a stakeholder, therefore I will not get it. Unlike what is happening in Russia. Anybody who does not have a stake will enter. Okay. The same country which is begging to India for help today. Aside point, okay? It was begging to India for help. Please come to our help. No other country can help. India alone can help. The country is begging to India for help. Please help. Your students are helping me. My economy, my medical colleges survive. Come to me for help. Last year, a passenger aircraft was flying over their airspace. A missile brought it down and all passengers were reduced to vapor. No inquiry, no paper. When, there is something, when a head of state flies over the airspace of my country, it becomes a no-fly zone for any other aircraft. So that day, the Indian Prime Minister was supposed to fly. It was a no-fly zone. Luckily, there was a snag, and they let this Malaysian aircraft cross. They shot it down. Who was that missile meant for? No inquiry. Chupcha, buried. And today the country is saying, "Arey bachao, bachao, bachao." It's the ways of the world. Why I'm saying this? Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Things don't go everything. I don't get to do things my way. If I don't get to do things my way, I do what is expected of me, what is enjoined to me. Krishna said, I'm not able to wage this war. Never mind. Give me some other role where I don't have to do violent work. He said, will you drive the chariot? I will gladly drive the chariot. And driving the chariot is no joke. There is a beautiful poem in which they write about Krishna, how he prepares the chariot. He cleans it by his own hands. The previous day's battle, there are blood spattered. He cleans it with his own hands. He cleans the horses. And while cleaning the horses, with the hands that held the flute, and the mouth that blew the Panchajanya, he's holding the reins and cleaning. What a beautiful imagery, lovely image. Krishna does his duty wholeheartedly. So if you don't get to do what you want to do, like what you do, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. I am doing as an offering unto my Ishvara. If it doesn't work, work as a commandment from Ishvara. He asked me to do, therefore I am doing. If that also doesn't work, it is proper for me to do dharma. Story behind Vittala. There was a fellow who was saying Vittala, Panduranga. At that time, Vittala was not. Panduranga came to visit that Bhakta. And the servant came, somebody is waiting outside. What did he say his name was? He said his name is Panduranga. How does he look like? Pitambara. Dark skin, Savala. And he's got a lovely description. You should listen to this. I don't know much of Marathi. But I've heard some people sing. It brings goosebumps when you sing this. Pitambara, Vastra, Shama Varna, Basuri in hand, and a peacock feather on the head. The yellow Vastra band, trying that thing and keeping it in place. He disgrace. This fellow says, I'm taking care of my parents, I cannot come. Ask him to wait. And Krishna waited. He did not say sit down, wait, ask him to wait. He stood on a piece of brick, Vitta, so he became Vittala. Okay, oh, lovely, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. I'm serving my parents, even Ishvara wait. These bhaktas are meant for that. And when you do something, results will come, whether you like it or not. The results are taken as Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. The results can be 4 types. What you expect, more than what you expect, less than what you expect. Right, the opposite. All 4 are possible. The results are expected as Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. What happens to you? Purity. You don't blame you. I didn't try hard enough. I offered. I did my best. Leave unto him the rest. Lovely words used. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. You can take it as a dharma. These are covered between the verses 20 and 29. Okay. In the 20-29 section, he also says, how does a jnani function? Because he says, Krishna, you are a jnani. There are so many wise people. What are they supposed to do? So 20 to 29, Krishna clears that. He says the wise ones and the people in leadership positions are to do their duties even more diligently. They are not supposed to give up. Why? Simple reason. Whatever you set as an example, others will blindly follow. What you do, people might not do. But what you don't do, people will definitely avoid. There's a person who talks, who tells children, you should be very kind, and then he yells at his driver. And he tells the child, you should be kind to servants, What is the lesson you are giving? Tell people you should be kind, but be like the otherwise. Whole world, there is an organization called UN. It has no credibility. Why? Because in the General Assembly, spending a lot of money, people working there make a lot of, their pension alone runs into $100,000 and things. They make a lot of money. People, you join UN means you are settled for life. This is the lifestyle. In their General Assembly, they talk about this should happen. The environment, they should be preserved. There should be no war. They have zero influence on the war which is happening right now. They are not able to make any of the parties stop. And any of those jingoistic positions stop. They are not able to make a mosquito like Pakistan making noises that I will do, aggression. That's why the UN has no credibility. Sorry if I use this strong language. He says, if you are not setting an example, you will have no credibility. The first casualty will be home. You will say, be disciplined, the sun will love and water. So, these verses talk about it. Set an example in the society. That's what he talks about. Okay? He adds a few lines to the jnani, the wise people. If you can explain things correctly, good, do it. Otherwise, input-output device should be kept closed. Don't confuse people. Like it happened. Somebody called me this morning. They're calling from quite some distance. Where in Dehradun or something. They got my number and called. I'm living in this place. I said, who told you I'm a Vastu person? I don't know Vastu. I'm a Gita teacher. I don't know Vastu. They said, no, you advised my sister, and my sister's house is doing very well now. I said, she must have gone to my Gita class. I didn't know anything about Vastu. So we are living comfortably. One person came and said, your entrance should not be this side, entrance should be this side. What will you do? Break it and put it here? Your bedroom is in the wrong direction. So what will you do now? Already constructed place. And it is a government accommodation. What will you do there? If possible, keep your mouth shut. What are you studying? I am studying Upanishad. Personal case, no? You are only 22 years old. Why are you studying Upanishad? No, my teacher, Swamiji said you can study. This Swami, they don't follow any achara, ashram. Or my Guruji, the person. They don't follow any achara, ashram. You do this, do this, do this, do this. Do all these karma. And these are meant for sannyasis, not for people like you. Don't confuse people. If people are doing something, one is, I'm not talking about the people who are doing wrong. There, if you can correct, if they listen, fine. Otherwise, pray for them. But there are people who are in some kind of spiritual practices. Some people do meditation, some people do dhyanam. Don't go and tell them this is not the way to do dhyanam. Somebody believes, that Kundalini Shakti will rise and it will come up to here. Don't come and tell them there is nothing called Kundalini Shakti. I tell it only in this group. I don't go give a public talk. Some people say, I'm studying here, I'm studying there also, I'm studying. I said, then stick to one place. If you're okay with me, stick with me. Otherwise, go and study there. Because mine and their study will be at cross purpose. I had a fellow who used to come to my house. Every day, this was his speech. Mohanji, why not we all leave this and go to that class? I said, why are you so hell-bent on closing down what I am doing? Luckily, he has succeeded. He has closed down my Monday sessions. Thank God, Prakash Vasudha, we had resumed it on a Friday. Now here, Abhikrama Nashti, things will not go waste. Constantly, any day he comes to my house, he will say, why not we all go? Entire guy said, why do you fire my gun from your shoulder? Your gun from my shoulders? Don't confuse people. This is a lesson. So, from chapter entire, and in 30 to 35, the chapter has 35 shlokas. 30 to 35 shlokas, I think. Yeah? The whole thing is unfolded. And finally, Krishna gives you a 5-point summary. If you can note it down, otherwise I'll put it in the group. People who are members of the group can read it in the group. But don't think he's going to put in the group. Therefore, some people, at the moment I say make a note, you will take your pen and pen out. I said the moment you put it in the group, I anyway going to send it to you. So put down your paper. Can I tell you it is not? You don't write it down. You avoid writing it down because it is difficult. There is some other inconvenience, not because you don't want it anyway. Because whatever I put down, I guarantee you nobody will. Nobody reads all this. I put so many things there. Nobody reads all this. But yeah, if I follow a video, new film as and see it, or some fellow mouthing something, that will be read and forwarded to everybody and his uncle. Air concession available for senior citizens. I know it is there for the last 40 years. Everybody is forwarding. I get 5 forwards of senior citizens. Always you've known it is there. As a fellow, he said he got a forward. So, Krishna gives a 5-point. Listen carefully. Point number 1. Have the spiritual goal clearly in your mind. Don't go into esoteric usages and things like that. Understand what is spiritual goal. Spiritual goal means moksha. Moksha means absolute emotional freedom. Physical freedom is not possible. Physical freedom, you are not meant to have physical freedom. You have to depend on somebody or the other, something or the other. Means absolute physical, emotional freedom. Conflict-free living. Anxiety-free living. Worry-free living. Neither you are anxious, nor do you make the other one. There are a lot of people, I am not anxious, but I make others anxious. Yeah, I am okay, but I don't know how you people are going to survive. Gone. Neither am I anxious, nor am I going to make you anxious. Neither am I worried, nor am I going to make you worried. I don't have conflicts. I will not contribute to conflict. Have your spiritual goal clear. Bhagavad Gita is meant for that. Spiritual goal, not for you to make $100,000 and put in a bank. Incidental, in case you do it. If you do it, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. So have your spiritual goal clear. When the spiritual goal is clear, you have to anyway function. There's no avoiding the functions. You have to pursue goals. Spiritual goal is one. There are other goals to be, intermediary goals to be pursued. There is no escape from that. You have to clean your body, you have to eat, No escape from that. And that is to be handled with Ishvara Arpada Buddhi. Spiritual goal, moksha. No esoteric words, emotional free, conflict-free life, happy life, anxiety-free life, worry-free life. And have it, at least it's a value. Even if you're relatively free, it's good enough. To get that kind of life, preparedness starts with IAB, Ishvara Arpana. But you write it down as IAB. IAB. Okay? Ishvara Prasada Buddhi is to be read in another way. It is called Nirashi. What is Nirashi? A certain preparedness. When a batsman goes out to bat out there, he knows he's prepared to get out also. First ball out is possible. A certain, you don't have to say, I will get out. A certain preparedness that everything will not go. A certain preparedness is a maturity, Plan B. A certain preparedness. A preparedness simply means I don't put all my investments in one instrument and my instrument is gone. A certain preparedness. If you put in a mutual fund, the fund can go down, can go up, can come down. Somebody says, can there be a guaranteed return on a mutual fund? I said, I had no idea. If it's a mutual fund linked to the market, what kind of guaranteed return are you talking about? You should be able to ask him. Nirashi, a certain preparedness. What is this preparedness? Shall I give a slightly stronger go? What can be lost can be lost. You can lose your health. You can lose relationships. You can lose money. You can lose the functions of your limbs. Anything can be lost. No control at all. Only control. Bhadram karne vishnunyama deva. Bhadram pasye makshabhirya jatra. Sthirairangai stushtvagam sast. May my limbs function properly. May I lead a lifestyle to bring about this physical condition. So, Nirashi. Fourth factor. Nirmama. Nirmama is humility. Now, just count your success. Who have all contributed to your success? Parents gave body. So many people gave you. Every bit has a contribution from others. You've done well yourself. You are this. See, in Bombay area, they have this dahi handi break during Janmashtami. All those big fellows will form the lower layer. And one very, very, what do you call somebody like a jockey of the horse race, very lightly built fellow. No, he'll go break the handi. He says, all because of these people. Not me alone. Nirmama, share credit. Don't arrogate to yourself everything. And last, fifth point. Vigata jvaraha. Maintain mental poise. Samatva. If you are able to do this, you are fully prepared for jnana. You are jnana yogya. That's what Krishna says. This is a summary of chapter 3. The next one is called Jnana Karma Sannyasa. We will see that in the coming sessions. Provided we have Ishvara Anugraha, Guru Kripa, Atma Kripa. Shastra Kripa. Let's pray for that. Remain committed. Remain prayerful. People possible, please join the morning session from Mother. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सत्त्वमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो। स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय। आदि गुरुनाथ की जय हो। हनुमान पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो। बजरंग बली की जय हो। ओम जय हो। May Ishvara be in your life. May you remain committed, unflinching commitment to pursuit of Gita. Thank you. Om.